15 unique facts about the Gospel of Matthew, Bible and history of tradition. Matthew presents Jesus as the long-awaited Messiah predicted in the Old Testament. Source, Bible. Matthew quotes the Old Testament more than any other Gospel writer, over 60 times. Matthew's Gospel begins with a genealogy linking Jesus to Abraham and David. Source, Bible, plus history. This establishes Jesus as the fulfillment of Jewish covenant promises. Matthew 1:1-17. Matthew was a former tax collector before following Jesus. Source, Bible. Matthew 9:9 describes his calling from a culturally disliked profession. Matthew emphasizes Jesus as the new Moses. Source, Bible. See, history. Matthew structures Jesus' major teachings into 5 discourses, paralleling the 5 books of Moses. The Gospel of Matthew was traditionally considered the earliest written gospel. Source, tradition. Early church fathers like Papias, AD 100-120, taught Matthew wrote first, possibly even in Hebrew or Aramaic. Matthew includes the Sermon on the Mount, the longest recorded teaching of Jesus. Source, Bible. Matthew 5-7 provides Jesus' foundational teaching on the kingdom of heaven. Matthew uses the phrase kingdom of heaven instead of kingdom of God. Source, Bible plus tradition, a respectful Jewish avoidance of pronouncing God's name. Matthew highlights Jesus' fulfillment of prophecy more than any other gospel. Source, Bible. He repeatedly says this happened to fulfill what was spoken by the prophet, e.g., Matthew 2:15, 2:23, 4:14. Matthew's gospel contains more parables than Mark or John. Source, Bible, including the parables of the sower, the weeds, the hidden treasure, and the talents. Matthew organizes Jesus' teachings topically, not strictly chronologically. Source, history plus Bible, ancient biographies, bioi, often arranged material thematically, which Matthew follows. The church is mentioned explicitly only in Matthew's Gospel. Source, Bible, Matthew 16:18, I will build my church, and Matthew 18:17. Matthew presents Jesus as Emmanuel, or God with us. Source, Bible, Matthew 1:23 interprets Isaiah 7:14 as fulfilled in Jesus. Matthew uniquely records the visit of the Magi. Source, Bible, Matthew 2:1-12 recounts Gentile recognition of Jesus' kingship. Matthew ends with the Great Commission, where a mission to all nations. Source, Bible, Matthew 28:18-20 emphasizes universal discipleship, baptism, and teaching. Matthew was written primarily for a Jewish Christian audience. Source, history plus tradition. Its Old Testament focus, Jewish structure, and fulfillment themes reflect Jewish believers coming to faith in Jesus.